Money making family. All right, I want to talk about a conversation I had with a coworker last week. So I was at work, had a conversation with another coworker about investing in stocks and buying crypto, and pretty much explained it like the difference between dividend stocks, growth stocks, crypto, and pretty much how to buy crypto. So she overheard us talking and came over and said, "Hey, I heard you guys talking about stocks and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, you wanna invest in stocks?" And she was like, "No, not really. I just don't have the money. Like I just don't have no money to invest. So that's why I don't invest." So and I asked her a question. I asked her, "So when the last time you went out to eat?" And she said, "Yesterday." And then I asked her, "How much do you spend every time you go out to eat?" And she said, I spent $40 just on myself. And sometimes I spend more than that depending on who I'm with." And I was like, bingo. So you do have money to invest. You just decide to, you pick and choose where you want to spend your money on. And you don't realize how much money you spend to do things that you don't have to do. You could have just ate at home and cooked all week. But since you didn't feel like cooking, it's just more convenient to spend money to go out to eat. But you can use the same money to invest. Instead of going out to eat, you don't need a lot of money to get started in stocks or crypto. So I was explaining Tesla stock to her, and she even asked me, like, "Well, how much should I invest?" That'll be up to the person. Like, you invest. I always tell people when it comes to stocks and crypto, invest the amount you're willing to lose. Always invest the amount that you're willing to lose. But of course, if you invest in Tesla stock is not going to go. It's not going to go to zero. So you're not going to lose all your money. I can't guarantee you that you're not going to lose all your money in Tesla. If Tesla goes to zero, that's probably the end of the world. So if Tesla goes to zero, everybody is done. It's over for anybody that's invested in anything. So it'll never get to that point. So I brought up Tesla. I was like, Tesla is at a good dip right now. Like it's cheap right now, and it still has a lot of room to grow. And she said, "Well, there's a lot going on with Elon Musk. A lot of people setting Teslas on fire, so I don't think it's a good investment." Then I stopped her. I was like, "No, all of that is temporary, and it's just a way to get the stock beat down. Wall Street would beat a stock down based on bad news, and that's not a bad news because somebody set 5 Teslas on fire when 5 million was sold that year. A big deal. That's not a big deal. All cars catch on fire at some point. Well, not all cars, but cars can catch on fire. But whenever a Tesla catch on fire, it just makes big news. But it don't make news when somebody's Honda Civic engine blows for no reason, transmission go out, car catch on fire. You're not gonna hear it on the news. So all this stuff is just a big media frenzy to get people scared, and it's a way they can get the stocks down. But we know Tesla is making money. They lost a lot of money now because of Elon Musk and involved with politics and all this good stuff. But we all know that the Doge thing is just temporary, and he's going to be more focused on working back with Tesla and get more involved with his actual company before it falls apart. So I told her this is a good time to actually invest in Tesla while it's beat down. So whenever I hear somebody say don't have enough money to invest, you can easily come up with something that they spend their money on that they don't have to spend it on. You always have money. If you got a job, you have some type of money. Most people eat their spare money away. So don't be that person. So let's get to investing, and there's no excuses not to invest. If you have some kind of income coming out, of course, if you don't have any money, you just don't have any money. But you got to figure out a way to make extra money to invest or put some money aside to invest. If you're not doing that, you're going to be broke for the rest of your life. The crypto man is out.